One of the factors leading to very weak reforms and the fight against corruption in the past has been what I've termed strong levels of provincialism in Ukraine's elites. Very few of Ukraine's elites speak English, read English. That's both at the political and business levels. And it's not just the Yanukovych people, who of course don't know English. But even the pro-Western Orange forces. I mean, Viktor Yushchenko never learned English, even though his wife's American-Ukrainian. Didn't think it's important enough. We do today have two leaders, Petro Poroshenko and Arseniy Yatsenyuk, who speak English. But that's not enough. You can still speak English, but your mindset remains not Western. And in that sense, the jury is still out on both of them and on the others. But there is a step forward in that on the initiative of the president, not the prime minister, on the initiative of the president, 3 individuals who are English speakers, Georgian, an American, and a Lithuanian, have been appointed as government ministers. They have extensive experience in Ukraine and in the post-Soviet region, and they not only are English speakers, but they also have Western mindsets, i.e. they are compatible with European values. That is a step forward. Now, to what degree we will have other Westerners who will take up government positions is unclear. There are some Westerners, as I've mentioned, Bogdan Vitvitsky from New Jersey, who are potential candidates for the leadership of the new Ukrainian FBI. But certainly they would only assist Ukraine in moving westwards. One of the major reasons why the Georgians were so successful in promoting reform was that practically the entire Georgian young elite had moved to the west, and they came back under Alexander Saakashvili. So under his presidency, the average age in the Georgian government was 30. So these were not only just English speakers, but like him, they all had Western qualifications. At the same time, when Georgia had an average age in the government of 30, in Ukraine it was 60 under Nikolai Azarov. So that bringing those Western educated, Western experienced English speakers into the Ukrainian government can only assist in breaking out of that provincialism and moving Ukraine westwards. Without that, you're less likely to have reforms and more likely to continue with Byzantine post-Soviet politics. An example of that is Yuri Lutsenko's criticism of the Minister of Interior, Mr. Avakov, who is a Ukrainian patriot. He's an Armenian Ukrainian from Kharkiv. Certainly a Ukrainian patriot. He certainly helped in developing Ukrainian forces to fight the Russians, but as Yuri Lutsenko says, he's not promoted any reforms in the Ministry of Interior. One of the many overblown security forces in Ukraine, which has 300,000 people compared to 120,000 in Britain, which is a much larger population, and which has zero public trust in the Ukrainian, an institution which has zero public trust. An institution, therefore, urgently in need of reform. And he has not implemented that reform because he's not somebody with that kind of mindset to do so. So the bringing in of Westerners, and I include this here, the Lithuanian and Georgian, into the, because I'm talking about a mindset, into the Ukrainian government can only be seen as a step forward. It is ironic, though, that it was the president, not the prime minister, who did that.